skinny privilege this, skinny privilege that, I want to be skinny, I want to have skinny privilege that, skinny privilege series. It's non-stop, isn't it? What is skinny privilege? What actually does this mean? And why does it matter? That's what I'll be discussing in today's video, so stick with me while we talk about this. Before we start, can we agree on two things? First, let's agree that humans are shallow. We may choose to be shallow in different ways. It's just what it is. Take it or leave it. Let's also agree that there is different types of biases on the subconscious level for lots of humans, sometimes even on a conscious level. But yeah, we are. This is the world we found ourselves. What do we do about it? And more importantly, in fact, what I'll be discussing in this video again is what is skinny privilege? Okay, so if you've been wondering, stick with me while I tell you. I've made a long list, but I don't even think it's long enough, okay? But I'll just let you know. So skinny privilege is being given the benefit of the doubt. Skinny privilege is people looking at you and thinking, oh, she's too tiny, she can't do that. If you've watched movies like Peaky Blinders, 1,000 Blows, very recent on Disney, you'd see how women can use different types of privileges to steal, to do the most horrible things. But anyway, that's not what we want to use any sort of privilege to do in an ideal world. But being given the benefit of a doubt, she can never do that. Skinny privilege comes with that. Skinny privilege is people giving you a pass on being in certain spaces or why you should be able to speak on certain things because you fit the mold, okay? Human beings, our brains are wired to progress or process things a certain way. Opposites, and maybe we've been trained by Western influence, whatever, but there's always like word and opposite, isn't it? In primary school, I learned word and opposite. That's one of the first things I learned. Black and white. Up and down, open and close, fat and skinny, you see, slim and, you get the drift, right? Humans, we just think in a certain way and we need to organize things in a way that makes sense for us. And sometimes this is really the problem with society, right? And because we have to do these things where we have to organize things in our brain in sort of like what an opposite type of fashion, people may wonder why certain people should be in one space and other people shouldn't be in other spaces. I mean, it's debatable if this is right or wrong, which is another word and opposite, right or wrong, right? But skinny privilege definitely gives you a pass on why you should be in certain spaces, why you should hang out with certain people. Yeah, people will make excuses for you, okay? So, like I said, fitting the mold, allowing you to be in certain spaces without wondering why you should be there. People will make excuses for you, okay? Just because of your body size. How shallow, very shallow, but hey, here we are, okay? Next, we have skinny privileges, people assuming that you are younger than you are. I personally benefit from this a lot. Debatable on whether this is a benefit because it can be annoying sometimes in professional spaces where people wonder about like maybe your years of experience and all of that. But in other spaces, it could be very handy actually. People thinking you're younger than you are and just like looking after you more, doting on you more can be annoying sometimes, but it comes with its advantages, okay? And yeah, if you can delay when you need certain things or when you need certain levels of maintenance because you look younger, because you're slimmer, I mean, why not? So that's another one that comes with skinny privilege, okay? Skinny privilege is not being over-sexualized. Like, I have seen this one in my comment sections, on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere, on people saying that when they lost weight, they were sexualized less. In an ideal world, no one should be overly sexualized, and women are generally sexualized anyway, regardless of their sizes, but people definitely, based on their experiences of being bigger and being skinnier, they have said that they felt less sexualized when they were lesser in size, and so that is skinny privilege. And let me just also say that really it shouldn't be a privilege not to be over sexualized, but what I'm saying is skinny privilege comes with not being over sexualized, not that being over sexualized or being sexualized at all or not being sexualized is a privilege. I'm saying skinny privilege comes with not being over sexualized, okay? Maybe not fully, but maybe not as much as others, because some people also have a skinny fetish and yuck. Anyway, there we go. Skinny privilege is people seeing you as pretty, but in a more angelic way. It ties back to people thinking you're sort of innocent and you could do no wrong and you're like this angel, and what I talked about how women have used this time and time again to do evil sometimes. So anyway, skinny privilege comes with people seeing you as that angelic type of beauty. Compare like a skinny girl that's pretty to a BBL baddie. So let's compare someone like Jasmine Tukes to Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion is likely to be more over sexualized. She is not on the big side, but she's also not like skinny like Jasmine Tukes. So Jasmine Tukes is seen like, oh, she's classy, elegant. Megan Thee Stallion is seen as like, oh, she's sexy. She's like, you know, which is nice, and which is something that lots of people also would like to have. But again, I'm talking about skinny privilege and not the privileges of like certain other types of beauties which exist, which are absolutely also valid. And you know, of course, we the skinny girls also know like there's some problems with being skinny, but that's not the topic for today. Or there's some things people say that are not, you know, palatable as well about skinny people. But what I'm just saying is that think of Jasmine Tukes and think of someone with maybe not even Megan Thee Stallion. She's lost a lot of weight of recent. Let's talk about someone with like maybe a BBL or something. There's like an angelic beauty that people ascribe to people like Jasmine Tukes, and there is a sexiness that's not that type of angelic, can do no wrong beauty that is ascribed to people with like big BBLs and all of that. She's seen like, oh, she's evil, she's this, she's that, but she's not necessarily seen as like, oh, she's beautiful, she's angelic. Anyway, so that's skinny privilege as well. Okay, so my skinny girls, take note of that one. In the end, it will always be about choosing what matters to you anyway. So, and if you were born skinny, I suppose like you didn't even have to pick a side, right? My next one is skinny privilege is being healthy and also being perceived as being healthier. I can't even count how many times like people have tried to ask me what my workout routine is, even times when I didn't work out, like I wasn't working out, I'd never been to the gym before, and you know, people just assume that you don't eat as much. And when you eat, like, wow, you eat that much, or maybe you don't even have the most healthiest habits, which is not great anyway. But people generally ascribe health to people that on the smaller side rather than people on the other end of the swing. So yeah, and there's a reason for that. High blood cholesterol and things like that could be found in people on the other side, not taking out the fact that there's visceral fat and things like that, but we know the demographic that tends to have, you know, health problem associated with fat. So skinny privilege comes with being healthy in some cases and definitely being perceived as being healthier. Okay, lastly, skinny privilege is getting favors associated with everything I've talked about throughout this video. So everything I've talked about, being in rooms where ordinarily maybe like you wouldn't fit into, all that, just getting all those favors, being perceived as like this angelic, can do no wrong kind of person because you're smallish, being protected more because you have a smaller frame or a slimmer frame, just being the perception that people have of you, unfortunately or fortunately, depends, and really determines how they treat you, how the favors you receive and things like that. So all the privileges associated with everything I've talked about so far, that is also skinny privilege, things that come with all of these things. Right, let me know the types of skinny privileges you have experienced in the comment section, and I'll be waiting for you there. See you in my next video. By the way, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to this channel for more. Cheerio, see you in my next video.